Space checked. Windows.
Hello and welcome back. My name is Keith, and in this video I'm going to show you about Python's numbers and how variables work. So in the last video I showed you a calculator with Python. That was just a simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I didn't go any further than that. There's only a couple things to add to that with the numbers, and then like I said, we'll go into the variables. In this video, I'm assuming that you've already watched my prior videos on how to install Python and Notepad++. This video, we won't be using Notepad++ yet. That'll be in the next video. And stay tuned for these videos in this series, because after we get through these variables and a little bit about these numbers, we're going to run into data types and conditionals, and then we're going to look at loops and we're going to look at different types of comparison operators, and it will move us into our first project where we create a game called Guess the Number, and we'll be setting that up from start to finish. So let's get started. So like I said, we're not going to be using Notepad++ for this. We're going to do this just like we did in the video for the calculator, straight from the command line from the Python the Python terminal. So what we want to do first is hit our Windows key and get to our start menu.
Search box edit.
And we want to type in CMD.
CMD calculator, comma, trusted mic, search box edit CMD.
And I don't know why it said calculator, but CMD, what it will do is you hit enter on it.
Enter command prompt.
And it will open up your command prompt and tell you where you are at, where you're located on your PC. So what you want to do here is you want to, and just to make sure this is what you should hear, something something close to it.
C:\users /Keith Blackwelder greater.
So from here you want to type Python.
Python, enter. Python 3.7.0 left parent v3.
And you should hear the version, and then when you read your title,
command prompt -Python.
You should hear command prompt -Python. And this will give you, this is where you want to be able to just simply write code and run it quickly. It's mainly just for testing. It's a good learning environment. So if you read your current line,
greater.
You'll hear greater. That just lets you know that you're on the Python terminal line. So what we want to do is, the first thing I'm going to show you is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and I'm going to show you how to round down a division number, and then I'm also going to show you how to do squares and cubes. Basically it's Python's way of doing exponents. So the first thing is something like 2 plus 2.
2 plus 2, enter, 4.
You hear it's 4, and if you're listening to JAWS, let me take and put my typing echo to character so you can hear everything I type. So like I did 2 plus 2, and I hit enter, and that equaled 4. So now we can do 5 minus 3,
enter, 2, great.
And we're going to get 2. So you can hear it doing this basic math with these numbers. Next I'm going to do multiplication. And so with multiplication we use the asterisk symbol, and that is shift 8, or it will be above the, what is that, the 9 on your keyboard, or if you have the pad to the right. Alright, so I'm going to show you 2 times 5.
2 star 5, enter, 10, greater.
You hear that equals 10, and then it's going to read me the greater. Now here is the exponents. Exponents you can do 2 star. So 2 asterisk symbols, and then we'll do 2. So what this is saying is 2 to the second power, or 2 squared.
Enter, 4.
And you can hear it equals 4, and we'll do an even bigger number. Let's do 6 to the third. Let's do the fourth power.
Enter, 24.
Well, 6.
Star.
2 asterisk symbols to the fourth.
4, enter, 1296.
And you get 1296, and you hear that's a big number. So then what we'll do is, so now we want to do division, and I'll show you division. You can do 10 divided by 2.
0 slash.
And you use the forward slash to do this, and we'll do 2.
Enter 5.0.
And you hear it say 5.0, and you're going to get that on like 15 divided by 3.
Enter 5.0. Great.
And you can hear 5.0 again, and we can do 25 divided by 10.
1, 0. Enter 2.5.
And you're going to hear 2.5, but if we do 25 divided by, so 2 forward slashes, and then we do 10.
1, 0. Enter 2. Greater.
You're going to get 2. So it and it does that. And let's do this again. So 25 just divided by 10
0. Enter 2.5
is going to give you 2.5. Again, listen, 25 divided by 2 or 10.
1, 0. Enter 2. Greater.
See, and what it does is it rounds that decimal down and it gives you the whole number. I'm not sure why it doesn't round up once it gets to that 5 threshold or higher, but for some reason that's what it does. So, and even looking, we can do, let's see, 25, we'll do 8.
Enter 3. Greater.
And you get, let's see, let's do 25 slash 8.
Enter 3.125.
And you get 3.125. See, you can hear that it just takes and basically drops the decimal and gives you the whole number on the outside. And then one more thing to mention is Python keeps the order of operations. So if you have something like 2 plus 5 times 2, you know, you would think 2 plus 5, okay, that's 10, and then times 2, and that's what it's going to do. It's going to take and it's going to do 5 times 2 is 10, and then it's going to add 2 to that, which is going to be 12. It's not going to add the 10 and then times the 2, or add 2 plus 5 and then times it by 2 to get 14.
Enter 12.
See, you can hear it's going to get 12. So, and again, that was 2 plus 5, which you would think, okay, that's 7 times 2 is 14. No, it keeps that order of operation. So, it's going to do the 5 times 2 and then plus 2.
Enter 12.
Now, the one way to stop that, to follow order of operation and get it to do what you want, is with parentheses. So if we did left parenthesis 2 plus 5, which equals 10, and then do star 2.
Enter 14.
You can, 2 plus 5 is 7. Sorry. You can hear that it gives you 14 then because it completed that what was in the parentheses first, then multiplied it. So that's it for numbers. The next thing I want to show you is variables, and along with these variables are going to come 2 things. We're going to have the print function and how to, well, we'll just do the print function. I'll save that for the next video. As far as what's called concatenation is whenever you bring 2 different variables together, or you mix a variable inside of a string. And it's the way to make sure it reads correctly. But we'll catch that in the next video. So with variables though, what you have is when you create a variable, you have a name equal to a value. So the name of your variable, and then you have an equal sign, which is called an assignment operator, and then you have a value to the right of that. We are going to make the value a string. So one thing to always note from here on out is a string is something that is surrounded by quotations or single quotes. I like to use quotations, but you can use single quotes. You just want to stay consistent. So let's get started. The first thing I want to show you, so car equals, and we can do, we'll do Ford.
Quote.
So we want to put this in quotes. So quote, Ford,
quote.
quote. So let's read the line.
Greater car equals quote Ford quote.
And you can hear car equals, which car is the name, and then equals what it's assigning it to, and the value is on the right. So quote Ford quote. Now I can hit enter on this.
Enter greater.
And you can hear nothing happens. So what it's doing is it's taking that variable and it's storing it into memory. So now we can reference that variable. And this is where the print function comes in. because print is something you will use a lot. It's the way to get the message out to the screen and or to the command line. And so what you want to do is you want to have print
E-R-I-N-E.
and then left parenthesis, right parenthesis.
Right parent.
And inside the parentheses, we want to type our variable name, which is car.
C-A-R.
And we want to hit enter on this.
Enter. Print left parent, car right parent, forward, greater.
And you can hear it, for some reason it repeats it and then says forward, but if I up arrow,
Greater, print left parent, car right parent.
you can hear where I typed it last, and if I hit enter on that,
Enter, forward, greater.
you can simply just hear it say forward. So all it's doing is telling me what's stored in that variable, and it's printing it out to the screen. Now, for little information, it might not make sense, but, you know, it would probably would make better sense to type, you know, because you can write a string inside of a print function. So print,
E-R-I-N-E, left parent,
and then right parent. Inside the parentheses,
right parent,
you want to do
quote,
forward,
F-O-R-D, quote.
quote. Hit enter.
Enter, print left parent, quote, forward, quote, right parent, forward, greater.
And I'm going to up arrow and let you hear it again.
Greater, enter, forward, greater.
And you can hear it just says forward again. But if you have a lot of information in this string, you're only going to want to reference it one way, and that's with a variable, and that's the best way to do it. So, and these variables are going to come in a lot of handy later on. It's something that you will always use. Let's see. And like I said, I wanted to show you the concatenation in the next video. So just always remember that when you store a variable, or when you declare a variable, it is the name on the left side of the equal sign and the value on the right. And one thing to note is a string is always in quotes or single quotes, and a print function, you have to have print, left parenthesis, right parenthesis, no space, and then inside the parentheses you can put a variable name, or you can type quote, quote, and then inside of those quotes create a string, which is just simply just characters, full of characters and numbers, different things. So let's see, that's going to be it for this video. In the next video, like I said, we're going to do concatenation. We're going to learn more about data types, and stay tuned for these in this series, because like I said, we are going to learn a lot about Python, show you my experience while using a screen reader with Python, as well as running up to our first project, which will be the Guess the Number game. So, and what my main goal is to write a bigger project that will be a text-based adventure game, which means that it will be completely accessible to your screen reader, just running it from your command line. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to get notifications whenever I add to this series, and I also have other series too. So, and if you have any requests, anything you want to know, please let me know in a comment, and I will get back to you. Thank you for watching.
Alt-Tab, Python 3. Alt-Tab, Ops.